Hello, everyone, and welcome back here to the European Spring Championship, brought to you by ESL Heroes.
And Kubi. Just this guy.
Well, Jake.
Well, me too.
My hair is awful today.
It's looking great, man. Fantastic. Jake, I just had a revelation.
Oh?
This is the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that I've ever casted EU.
It is. This is your first
This is
time?
it.
This is it. Well, no, at BlizzCon.
Well, I've casted EU teams,
But you've
but
never,
I've never
cast
casted an EU tournament.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah, you cast BlizzCon, and you cast
What?
EU teams.
What a time to be alive, because what do we have
Jake.
up next, Jake?
The brand new Team Liquid roster will be being shown off here. Now, they added Shad.
Shao. Let's just throw both their names together. Shao, boys. It's Zhao Huve. Oh, God, I hear like 8 different pronunciations of
We're
this
going to
guy's
call
name.
him Have.
That's like my last name. So it's Shad and Huve.
I'm going to say
Huva?
I'm going to say Jiaowei.
Huve.
Jiaowei.
If you're an English speaker, you just see that and you're like Joe. But they European Union people and their W's and like Katowice. Like
Katowice.
there's a W in there.
Katowice. No, the W is a V. It's just a really badass V.
It's a double V. Wait, why is it?
Why isn't it called double V?
Why isn't it called double V?
Yeah, I always
Who
say
messed that one up? Because every official typeface, it's a double V.
Yeah, it's not like 2 little U's. That's how I drew my U's when I was a child.
Yeah.
Double
Travesty.
U.
Double V. It's a double V now. We're gonna change the world, Jake. Double V.
Yeah.
That'll be our impact on history.
They're going to call me
We're
Solid
gonna go on a
Big Double
crusade.
V.
Double V.
So, yeah, we're getting the lobby all set up. Well, they're setting up the lobby right now. I don't know if draft links are fixed or not yet. They will let us know, but we do have the captains of both teams.
Yeah. Talking to
added
our boy
here on
Chris.
Battle.net. My only friends in the Nexus are the captains of these teams. I am
Wow.
so lonely in Europe. So lonely.
Just wants friends.
I just want friends.
So, this is a great great time to talk about Town Hall last week. We actually had some guests on. A little familiar here. We had Liquid Chris on, as well as Snitch from Dignitas, and we got the reveal of the new Team Liquid roster.
Yeah.
That we just mentioned this, but this is their first time.
Yove.
Yova.
Yova. We've got we've got 2 options.
Okay, you guys got to do the phonetic thing. I see YO-VE. That could be Yove, Yova, Yo.
Oh, it's Polish, and I don't know it.
Oh, Jake.
I'm so dishonored.
It could be
I've
Yuva.
dishonored my
That could be
people.
Yuva. We need phonetic, boys. Give us the phonetic.
Yova.
Yova. I know it's pronounced something to that effect. I just don't know the exact.
Guys, another big plug, and I should include like a graphic on here. I'm not going to do that right now. Is all of these VODs are being insta-uploaded to YouTube. So within 15 minutes of the games happening, if you want to catch the VOD...
I hope we see some of this guy.
Oh,
No, I didn't go down far enough. Oh.
you just go to youtube.com/solidjakegg, and the VODs will be insta-available. I'm going to do something really weird.
Don't go weird on me. This cast is weird enough as it is, man. What are you doing?
I need to open
I'm still waiting
Photoshop.
on chat. I need that pronunciation. This is like my introduction to the Europe cast.
Yeah.
I learned to pronounce all the names. Except one. There's one name that I won't pronounce.
Does it start with... Is it... Just call him Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Just call him Nick.
That's his name. Nick.
Nick Hotz.
Nick. All right, chat, you guys. I know this is a minute delay, but let's go. Come on.
Get with the present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so no updates from the teams yet.
No, you can't say you got it because I had like 8 different pronunciations. Yuva? I hope that's it. Yuva? Kubi's mic is spiking up. Oh, no. Is my compressor not doing its thing?
I don't know.
Well, I hope it's Yuva. I don't want to be mispronouncing your name. All right, guys. Sorry, I'll try to be a little bit more quiet.
Just move the mic from your mouth.
I
dude.
did. I moved it. I moved
Okay.
it. Kubi moderately louder than Jake. Okay. We're working on it, guys.
I don't know why it always does this.
Oh, no.
It doesn't do it
It's
at
like all
all.
of a sudden, too. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, it doesn't do it with my other mic at all. It's weird. And I get pretty loud when I cast those games, and it's just crisp and clear.
No, it's like all of a sudden they're saying it, so I don't know.
It could be the cable. There's like stuff over here. Thanks for bearing with us, guys, while we do get set up.
I'm actually really excited about this game. This is going to be cool.
To see the new Liquid roster.
Yeah,
It's
man.
very exciting. Lobby is up.
Chris seemed pretty excited about it when he announced it. He seems very, very feels promising, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a lot of people were really surprised that Shad wasn't made a permanent member of Fnatic. I mean, he performed really well, and Liquid managed to scoop him up. Now, I believe Liquid was trying to take two of the members of Dignitas. They were trying to snipe.
Ooh.
I think they were trying to snipe Pharaoh and Schwimpy. There's a lot of teams trying to buy out players from a variety of organizations.
Yeah, that's what we had heard.
Right.
They were talking about trying to buy out people, and it was too expensive.
Yeah.
And
That was my guess. Those two.
yeah.
Because Dignitas is in a weird state. We had Snitch on the show, but Snitch has been benched. Snitch actually isn't playing with Dignitas this weekend, so he's not playing at all. So there's a lot of things happening in America and Europe. I mean, you saw Cognitive.
Yeah.
We had Equinox 2 weeks ago on Cognitive, and now he's gone. Well, he was part of Murlocs, but now he's gone, and
Free agent.
Cognitive has picked up Faye, Chthonluck, Murlocs is no more, and Glaurung is back on Cognitive.
Yeah,
there's
so Cog is now what? It's Glaurung, Faye, Chthonluck, Cattle, and Icona?
yes,
I think that is their full roster.
That
now.
is their full roster.
Just to give you guys that's gonna be a strong one. I'm excited about that. Let's not dive too much into NA though. This is EU's time.
It looks like they're
This is EU's time.
abandoning this lobby.
Oh, okay. Maybe Chris made one. No. Bear with us, guys.
Yeah, just a lot of
Trying to wait for
setup.
that lobby to get set up. So let's talk a little bit more about what's going on with EU. So yeah, that's another interesting thing that Chris was bringing up in terms of trying to buy players out. That is a concept, to my knowledge, that is not a huge deal in NA. Most of the people that are signed to a team,
Not in Heroes.
not
other
in
games.
Heroes.
In
Oh, for
other
sure,
games.
for sure. More established esports scenes are going to have much more established contracts. It's still a very, very young game, but I think it's interesting that there is that big difference. And I've heard this in the past too, in terms of like when teams were being created. I think this was an issue like when Bob first got their sponsor. Like that was a thing, trying to like move around, buying out contracts and stuff like that. So they take it very, very seriously in EU. And it is a process trying to swap team members around and all this kind of stuff. Whereas in NA, I think if a player really wants to leave,
They're just
they
like,
can just
okay.
leave. They can just leave, and most teams will just be okay.
But it all depends. I mean,
It does,
imagine
it does.
if you're in Idra and StarCraft 2 and you're on Evil Geniuses and like you have one of the largest fan bases. EG's not going to give you up. They're
Well,
gonna,
yeah.
They're going to sell you.
That is true.
So once it's a little bit more evolved and a little bit more a stronger foundation, I think the players will have these larger polls in terms of their contracts, and that just makes it means they're more valuable. They're going to be getting paid more money, and
Absolutely.
then it's going to be harder to buy them out, and there will be more stability as a result. So
Yes.
it's just going to take time for that to all build up. Heroes is just about the youngest.
Yeah,
esport out
right.
there.
So how Europe is doing it is technically how it should be done.
Yeah.
It should be.
I
Now,
agree.
what is your opinion on player? What's the word I'm looking for? Player salaries being public knowledge.
I'm indifferent on it.
You're indifferent because for all other sports, it's common knowledge. I believe
Yeah.
it's just public information as to how much a X player makes on whatever team.
Yeah,
For
but
how long?
All
too.
of those contracts.
Like, contract details are
it's
transparent.
It's substantially higher in terms of the income.
Sure.
To the point where like a lot of the contracts are really almost like negligible. With Heroes, like the contracts are often really really small, and it makes it almost awkward to make that public for some teams, just because like. They're offering more an opportunity for the players to travel and win money a lot of the time than an actual salary, just because of how much different the actual financial investment is from the teams because of what there is in terms of what there is to earn. So it's not quite the same scale, I don't think, yet. For larger esports, I'm okay with it to an extent, but
Yeah, it is an interesting. It's a bit of a dice. It'd be cool to see like how long players are locked into contracts for if they don't necessarily want to say how much they're making.
yeah.
Just to know like who's a free agent at what time, etc. So, we get to hear a lot about that for the Tempo Storm side of things from Jared Zoya. He's always talking. It's like, okay, contracts renewals are coming up at a couple months or whatever. So we hear a little bit about it on Town Hall, but for the most part, it's pretty hush hush and behind the scenes.
Alrighty, well, the draft is actually starting right here in the chat. We have a first ban on Tyrande. So it looks like the teams are opting to switch things up and to do it directly within the client this game.
All right, Battleground, Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah.
Don't know who won the coin flip, but that means the Team Liquid did pick Tomb of the Spider Queen. Perhaps they're looking to have a very aggressive first showing here.
Yeah.
This is their first game, new roster. Ban Tyrande KT. That seems to be a very common theme.
Even with the nerfs on Tyrande.
Yeah, so what did we see change for Tyrande? We saw some damage reduction, True Shot Aura no longer affecting
minions.
Or it's just allies now. Auto attack damage down, Shadow Stock, heal and cooldown up.
Yeah.
Or I should say
the
heal is down, the cooldown is up. Stun time from 1 second to 0.75 seconds for just the base stun. The range on Lunar Blaze at 7. Is that Lunar Blaze? I think that's the name of the talent.
Yeah.
The range increases down to 40% instead of 50. So small tweaks pretty much across the board.
Just like
with the exception of Hunter's Mark. The talent at level 1 changed.
Level 1 changed. But
still 25%. So it's very, very strong ability still. So Tyrande, at least for the time being, still very, very highly regarded. Tier S hero.
Top hero in the game, probably. She's just good at everything. Her heals are still great. And she's just a very strong pick in general.
Okay, so we have KT ban. There was 0 changes to KT in this last patch. Still very, very strong. Chain Bomb, an incredible ability. If your positioning isn't perfect, you are going to lose your team fights.
Yeah. It's
basically. So he does, put a big restriction on your movement after level 13. So no surprise to see him taken out. Zagara gets picked up first for Haverom, and then Thrall Tassadar. Very early picks for Team Liquid. Now, I had heard, at least from talking to the European guys last week on Town Hall, that Tassadar is picked quite a bit more in Europe than we do see in NA.
Now, he's played in NA, but yeah, he's very highly contested. And especially when we're thinking about Tomb of the Spider Queen, Tassadar is really phenomenal in this battleground for a variety of reasons. You think about Oracle, it's high rotation map, so Oracle is going to give you a lot of vision and prevent or enable rotations in certain situations. And Force Wall, just the number of small passageways that exist in this map that can be locked down to maybe separate 2 members or save your allies is huge. So he's definitely a playmaker type hero in this battleground in particular.
Ooh, double support ban. I love it.
Yeah.
Kharazim and Uther both taken out. Very likely we'll see... Are they going to go... Wait, I heard some rumors about Solo Tassadar. Was it D the Hunter that was telling me about that? There were some games played in the European Enter the Storm, I think, where there was a Solo Tassadar pick.
Kubi, could I do like the weirdest production ever?
You said that last time and I got scared. I'm still equally as scared. Anyway, so when I say Solo Tassadar, I mean Solo Support Tassadar. That'd be interesting to see. Thrall does have the self-sustain, and if you also go for the level 7, not the level 7, level 4, blanking on the name of the talent, but it heals you for auto attack stun. That could be a thing. We'll pay attention to the rest of the draft. So they banned out Kharazim, banned out Uther. That leaves them probably with Malfurion. I'd say he's probably the next best to grab with Tyrande, Tassadar out. We're still waiting on that next pickup. I think it's from Team Liquid. They're going to get their 2 heroes right after that set of bans.
Yeah, this is going to be so interesting to see, what supports we prioritize, though, because, like you said, 3 of them are banned out. And with the Malf changes, he doesn't have that same kind of AoE heal, but he's still, in every way, a good support, and arguably he's a better support when it comes to early game. And having a strong early game is really critical on this battleground in particular. So, I don't know. I'm not really too sure what to expect.
Liquid picks up Raynor and Johanna. I was curious to see if they were going to pick up their warrior. Or ETC is still on the table, so they intentionally did not go for ETC. with Thrall, Tassadar. Okay, so Raynor, Johanna. Very, very solid front line. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. Just reading the names, it's a little bit harder to. It's a little bit harder to kind of envision their composition and what they're trying to do. I missed the draft. I miss it.
The real draft.
Please.
That's why I'm trying to figure something out production-wise quickly.
Yeah, you're going through your pictures. Are you trying to like make your own draft client? Because that would be.
Well, kind
Jake,
of.
You're insane. You are insane. Okay, so we have the Raynor Johanna. Now, what does it mean? What does it mean? What situations would you pick Johanna over ETC? The only thing that's really coming to mind.
Don't they have Thrall?
Yeah, they do. They do have Thrall.
Sundering, Bless Shield is such a strong combo.
It is. It is a very, very strong combo. You can argue that Sundering Mosh Pit is also quite strong. In my mind, personally, I mean, Johanna's tankier. She kind of has that more like survivability, more obnoxious in that front line. So I think they're just trying to have a little bit more bully potential to allow Thrall to go in and kind of do his work. Okay, so for Haverom, they pick up Morales and Falstad. I forgot about Morales. Now, depending on how you want to look at these cleanse changes, I've heard from top supports that they think it's actually kind of a nerf because of the cooldown change, but it now has complete CC immunity for an entire second after the cast on the ability. So however you want to take that, but it is a 60-second cooldown. Morales is a great target, or I shouldn't say target, but a great pickup if you are looking to grab that cleanse. She's not really sacrificing a lot like some of the other supports are. Karazim, it hurts to take cleanse. I think Malfurion probably at this point, it hurts. You want to take that extra regrowth because you're losing more healing.
You need the initial heal too.
The initial heal at 4 is big.
So we're going to see a lot of talents just thrown into regrowth in general. Even at a 1-minute cooldown, though, it's a playmaker. Cleanse is still really good. At first, I was so indecisive as to whether or not this change in cleanse would be good for the game, and it's a high cost talent, and using it is like, oh, cleanse is on cooldown. They don't have that.
Yeah.
And when you use it, though, it's a critical thing in staying alive. So I'm definitely okay with the changes on cleanse at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. Some supports will see much more rise, like in the proposed tier list, if cleanse becomes a big thing, right? I think Morales and Uther will shoot way up in the tier list if we find that cleanse is like a needed thing. Like you have to have cleanse, then we're going to see a lot more Morales. We're going to see a lot more Uther, and perhaps a bit less Karazim, a bit less Malf. Who's the other support that I'm missing? The big one? It might be those 4. Those are
just
the big
because
4.
of how critical it is to get Echo of Heaven at level 7.
Oh, Rhaegar will move up too.
He should above Karazim.
And we're seeing a lot more Rhaegar in China already.
And Rhaegar is hard to lock down.
Yes.
He's really good at cleanse because he can be in wolf form and cleanse you. And so he has the mobility to get to that target. He has the mobility to dodge abilities. And since you can no longer self-cleanse, having that wolf form also adds a little bit of value to it. So I'm, the biggest Rhaegar fanboy on the planet.
Yes.
So I'm all for these changes, man.
Okay,
I heard Bloodlust was played in Enter the Storm yesterday.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I actually have the VOD, and I haven't. I caught the end of the match, and I have the VOD saved on my computer because I'm going to do it for one of my dailies this coming week. I haven't actually watched the game yet.
Someone in chat is saying, wave clear for Johanna. It's a good point. I kind of forgot about the map.
For CTC?
The map. Yeah, for CTC. Yeah, it's a good point. It is a good point. Because, you don't have that echo pedal.
They got Sylph.
Smaller map,
they have a lot of lane clear.
Yeah, the strategy is quite a bit different on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Having a very, very strong rotation between top and mid lane, much like you would see on Dragonshire, it's important to have. Yeah. And for that reason, Sylvanas is quite strong on the map as well. So Zagara as well, having vision of those turn-in points. Good points.
All right,
good things to bring up. Who is lagging us out here?
The game is struggling. Everyone is at that halfway point.
Blame Shad.
Blame Shad. Hashtag blame Shad.
All right, we're close.
We're living. We're living.
All right, so this is the first game for Team Liquid's new roster. Very, very excited.
It is indeed their first game, and actually on the left side, that is Team Liquid, with Shad playing Sylvanas, Gurdam Herd going to be on Tassadar, Jawe playing as
Yuva.
Yuva. Yes, Yuva playing as Johanna. It's going to be Chris on Raynor, and Lowell playing Thrall. Yuva. Got to get that
Yuva
right.
and Lol.
Lol.
I think it's lol. All right, anyway, over on the right side, we just watched these guys dominate in their round 1 match up against Loon Gaming. It's going to be Carsey on the Muradin. Low health will be playing Morales. Sombrero Man, the Vikings legend is going to be on Falstad. Tractor on the Jaina. And in the bottom lane, Sprinate is going to be on Zagara. And again, that is Haverom. I'm not going to go for the last part of it. It's not happening.
Haverom is sufficient. Level 1, we're seeing Lost Soul. Not a very common talent to see on Sylvanas players, but if you're worried about lane clear, it definitely is a strong talent for that. And immediately we see Team Liquid blowing up this first tower at the very start of the game.
Lost Souls also pairs quite well with level 16 if you go for the Cold Embrace as well to get more vulnerability time. It's not a bad talent pickup, honestly. Yeah, it does help quite a bit with your lane clear. You can go for that or Barb Shot. With the Wind is good too. She has some pretty solid level 1 talent choices.
Yeah, she definitely does. We do see the diversity there. No surprise to see Knight takes Pawn for that lane clear that we mentioned earlier. It's about being able to quickly clean up the minions, collect the gems, and rotate down accordingly.
2 of the strongest laners in this bottom lane. Lol up against Spree. So that matchup will be interesting. It's probably going to be a lot more focused on this rotation, like I was talking about between this mid and top lane. But probably, Thrall is going to have to be a little bit more aggressive against Zagara in this bottom lane, trying to bully her out. Zagara probably the best lane clear, to solo lane in the game.
Yeah. Okay. Haverom got the Stormbolt there onto Chris.
Raider.
And they're going to be able to back away safely. Those Tassadar shields. And we do have a bit of a pause. Chris looks like he might be having some issues. Lag Shad.
What did I tell you?
We knew it.
We knew it.
We knew they were lagging.
We knew it.
Shad. Hashtag
Shad lag.
Shad, please.
I wanted to say it. Never mind.
Shad lag?
Shad lag. Shad lad.
So when you fly to Europe, you're going to be shad lagged, not jet lagged?
Right. That's how it is. Shad lag. So the rotation so far looking a lot more confident. I think it's probably the word I would use for Liquid.
Yeah.
They seem to have the control, and you can see that in Haverom's play. They're a bit more reserved. They're backed up. They're at their gates. That's going to be okay, we're moving.
And Shad's dead. All right, well, insta blow up, and Gerdemher getting very low himself, using that dimensional shift, trying to get alive or stay alive, and we do see Oracle was popped just to get vision. Will be able to survive with that shield.
Carsey, is going to have that Dwarf Toss to get out. Low mana, but still pushing out the lane quite well in that bottom lane for Zagara. So that's something where they're slightly winning, but again, those rotations looking strong, although they did lose Sir Shad in the top lane.
Yeah, so first blood going the way. Haradrim.
Haradrim. Get your Haradrim goo, boys. Oh, boy. Speaking of, you got Diablo 2 on the mind.
Oh,
that's
man.
your problem. Oh, the
Necromancer.
Yeah,
so
you got the Diablo 2 on the mind.
Gosh, I cannot wait to play Necromancer. Like, Wizard, she's going to be hype.
I'm hyped for
But
Wizard.
Necro, I always like Specialists, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless I don't want to play them, and I don't like them. That's just how it works.
Really deep insight there, Jake. All right, Yuva, doing a good job. Really.
Oh, that hammer
collecting
goes
the majority.
So far, but not enough. And 21 gems attempted to be turned
yeah.
in. Stormbolt will actually connect, just kind of stalling out the potential turn in. Bottom lane still, this duel between Lowell and Spreenot, but Spreenot is too low, going back to base. Now,
yeah, Lowell taking that dive. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be moments where Thrall kind of just all of a sudden just bursts onto Zagara just to push her back, just to try to force moments where she has to hearth back. That's when you try to take that advantage. That's what makes him such a good, the sustain that he has, level 1.
You got to be patient. Yeah, you got to be patient. But
pick and choose your fights.
Eventually, once you see that moment,
yeah,
you're going to win that lane. Okay, well, Zagara has returned. A lot of ammunition has been removed from this mid lane. Experience now starting to really propel forward for Team Liquid. All these minions that are lost when we see people rotate back in these situations, and the towers that have fallen in this game so far due to that push potential of Sylvanas is really starting to add up.
Also keep close attention to the Tassadar talent picks as well. Chris is able to get out this stun meta, but he has the adrenaline rush to keep him alive.
Yeah.
The shield at the last moment. Is this going to be an overextension? Low health. It's almost down. He is going to end up falling. Carsey, get out of there, man. You got that Dwarf Toss, please.
Oh, my goodness. He had literally 62 health remaining as he dwarfed out of there. And but still, they overextended. They went in, they tried to get the kill. The Tassadar shields and, like you mentioned, the adrenaline rush on Raynor were sufficient to keep him alive. And Liquid getting that kill, I mean, that's a huge spot to put them towards that level 7.
Okay, pushing out the lanes. They already have the ammunition down, like you had mentioned. Sylvanas not getting a huge amount of value, but able to push out those top 2. The bottom just clearing out the creep. It's been not the most exciting of games in terms of team fights.
Sorry about
Jake
that giant logo.
Nice!
I was told to put it on the stream somewhere. All right, we in there. Got it done. All right, Lowell has taken a bit of damage, but of course he has it self-sustaining. He has a lot of mana in the tank right now, and he's going to try to turn in his 21 gems as Tassadar comes to relieve him from his duty here in the bottom. Spreenot doesn't seem aware that these 21 are going in, and the first web weavers of the game will be summoned here by Team Liquid, and they can really start to push in.
Let me see those level 7 talents.
Let's look at the talent.
Yes, okay, nice. Okay, double shield build. I was figuring that would be the case. For
it's almost
Tassadar.
Needed for Lone Support Tassadar. Like, there's no way to play him. Generally see double shield, and then you'll see the double upgrades in Dimensional Shift, Dimensional Warp, and Prescience, just to give that self-sustain to Tassadar.
Am I going crazy here, or do we have the life leech for Sylvanas?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, this is what's really allowing solo support Tassadar to be a thing. All of these heroes have some way to stay alive.
Yeah, you're right. Johanna, very hard to kill.
They have some kind of self-sustain.
Raynor with Adrenaline Rush.
That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool. I like that.
It's very unique, that's for sure.
But you're giving up unstable poison. That is a huge wave clear potential.
It is. But she can cast Shadow Dagger more frequently.
Yes.
So
very cool. Very, very cool.
Okay, well, we do see the Web Weavers doing a lot of damage to the top. The wall has fallen. Sylvanas solo pushing in the middle, keeping this one alive, and that's just getting maximum value as a result. And Thrall just really able to zone Zagar back completely. Spreenot just really cannot do anything to push in, but a big aggression trying to defend this top lane, the 4v3, and they're able to force Liquid back.
Yeah, they're in a position where they probably will be able to get 2 fourths. Maybe the bottom one's a bit dicey, but still, they're very much in the lead getting to that level 10. That is going to be very difficult to get out of this deficit, if you will.
Once Lowell gets eyes on Carson, he's going to just realize it's not the safest thing to keep pushing in, so he's going to back away. Jaina has also rotated down. The final Web Weaver will expire, but not before these level 10 heroics.
Rotation to Sundering! Oh, no! He really wanted that. Stay safe with it, but that's a lengthy cooldown to be throwing out. Would have been so sick.
It would have been the most esports thing in the world.
Yeah, I want blood!
Look at the control. A big Blessed Shield going out with that Wailing Arrow. 2 targets being locked down. Tractor gets locked in by the Force Wall. 24 gems go to the ground.
Wow. Just wow. That was aggressive. But they have, this is the kind of play that we were seeing out of Bob Ross fan club, right? Like, to hit 10, it's just like, they get amazingly aggressive, and it's so fun to watch. We're seeing more and more of that. Teams really recognizing how much of an advantage they really do have with some of these talent tiers. You know, they have the levels. Right now, it's a 3-level lead at this point. They can make these kind of crazy plays where they're diving behind forts. It works.
Yeah, it really does. All right, well, we do see the Knights here have been picked up. Aggressive play by Team Liquid. Hyperion being cast, and Sylvanas just keeping those towers locked down as often as possible. So much damage being done, and the experience is really propelling forward for Team Liquid.
Okay, just really trying to get as much done with this advantage right now. They do have these Knights. I don't think this is going to turn into a keep this early. But still taking out these walls, Sundering into the
Blessed Shield.
So good, yes.
And we also had the Force Wall, but Dwarf Frost was available, just getting the 1 kill on Jaina, but 1 hero down. Still a fair amount of mana left here for them. They're just trying to poke at this keep, but it is a risky thing to do.
Not going to overextend. Yeah, again, solo support Tassadar. You know, you don't have that huge burst healing, right? You got to be careful with that. Yes, there's a lot of self-sustain on some of these heroes as well, but it's a different kind of extension that you have to make with your abilities, with how much healing potentially you do have, and you have to be careful with it. It's a different way to play it.
Yeah, all right.
They have enough. I think they do, right?
Yeah, that's another turn, and 21 here is more than enough here, and a second turn and back-to-back here for Team Liquid.
Oh, they were trying to start the boss.
Oh,
I saw two members rotated up. They were trying to tag the boss just before the turn. So once you do turn in these gems, Web Weavers are out. You can't take any mercenary camps. You can see they disappear from the map entirely. Would have been a really cool play. Not would have been. A lot of pressure.
All right, but now we have some defense available. Heroics picked up. We have Maw, Mighty Gust, Avatar, Water Elemental, and Stim Drone. Stim Drone on a hero like Falstad generally is very strong, but he didn't go in auto attack style, so we're probably going to see that cast on Muradin.
Yeah, Muradin still good. Still good on Muradin. Very, very strong. Again, it's almost like a perma stun. If you're body blocking properly, it can be very, very difficult to get away from. But the situation to use that is going to be quite difficult to find. Very forceful.
All right, we do have Giant Killer, Steel Resolve for Raynor, so popular in Europe, Burning Rage, and then Overwhelming Affliction. Wow, this is such an uncommon Sylvanas build.
Yeah. Again, Hyperion's out, coupled with Sylvanas. That is going to be a free keep for sure.
Nice, Gust. Really disengaging that Sundering, denying its approach. Usually we'd see like a Bless Shield follow-up or something to really maximize on that, but the keep goes down regardless. The Maul whips entirely. A big forest wall. Kar's taking a lot of damage. The Silence hitting so many targets. Kar's going to drop those 32 gems out.
Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
Huge condemn on both targets, and Barrowman barely surviving, low health, dodges the penetrating round at the, just by an inch, and he manages to live through that.
Great condemn follow-up there. The Wailing Arrow was devastating in that position. They had the stim drawn out. As soon as it was cast, it was like everything's silenced. No way for them to move forward positioning-wise. They're going to lose 2 keeps, maybe even 3. Still a little bit of health left on this Web Weaver. 5 level lead for just a moment there. This is
just like last game.
Dominating.
So this is kind of like going up the ladder, right? in game 1, we saw that Haverom was 5 levels up on their opponent's Illume Gaming.
Yeah.
And now we're in round 2. And now Team Liquid is 5 levels up on Haverom Gaming. And the next match, Team Liquid will be down 5 levels
against who?
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are for sure one of the favorites. They have
Number
to be.
Number 2 seed, right? Number 2 seed in the tournament.
They got to be looking to really take one of those qualifier spots. So we should say that while we have a bit of a lull in this, the top 2 teams, the teams that make it to quote-unquote grand finals of this event is single elimination. They will advance to the spring qualifier for Europe.
Yeah. And, so you're done. Like, you don't have to play another qualifier if you win today.
Till Katowice, right? You're done. So that's that'd be nice. You can hide strategies, practice up a lot. Depends on how you want to look at it.
Okay, it looks like Liquid is considering the boss. They've got 26 gems in their pocket. Only 24. Not a single gem has been turned in by Haverom so far in this game, and we are 11 minutes in. That is just we're 2 talent tiers above. It's all just a state of things.
Not saying a comeback can't happen, but you can almost guarantee that the conversation over on the side of Haverom is...
Oh, Fawcett trying to make the play just a moment too late. Good attempt, making these desperate moves. Barrel rolling to safety. The Wailing Arrow not enough for the kill on Medic. And Murden in the front line with that stim drone. He's got those little micro stuns, but he is all alone, able to dwarf toss back, but Bless Shield and Sundering. That is a dead Jaina.
They're doing a great job combining these together. Yuva's like always in position to really try to capitalize on these Thunders. He's just a bit further forward, so you can tell that the calls are... Everyone's on the same page. They're ready for these huge initiations to go in. And the follow-up is always there with the Condemn, the Bless Shield to get there. Getting multiple takedowns. They've got the boss. This is game number 1 going to Liquid. Easy peasy.
Clean, decisive, 4 heroes down. Medic's just going to wiggle around in her base. And Liquid, the new roster, looking very good.
Yeah. Solo support Tassadar. Some very interesting talents picked up.
Yeah.
For the self-sustain of these heroes, and it worked out well. How many times did they die? Once. One hero died.
One death.
On their team.
Who was it? Who do we grieve? Who do we shame?
Oh, right. It's the very beginning of the game.
Shad was disconnecting. Doesn't count.
It counts.
That's dominating. Fix your internet, Shad.
Stop lying. That was a very solid performance.
He topped the damage with a Shadow Dagger build. Like, how often do we see that? Sylvanas, #1 damage, didn't run Unstable Poison. Like, a very uncommon build as a whole.
Tassadar healed more.
Dude, that Tassadar build is insane.
Tassadar healed more than Medic.
Dude, I've been watching. Yeah, I'm not surprised, honestly. That Tassadar build is insane.
That's what I was, yeah, if you get a lot of auto attackers, Raynor, Thrall.
Yeah.
Like,
they all have self-sustain.
He
can just spam shields, right? You're going to, with Kalauz Embrace, you just retain some of the shielding. You just spam shields, and it adds up.
Right. I mean, you can if somebody's down to a quarter HP, you throw a shield on them and just send them to a lane. They can heal up themselves. That's like their own well on a 6-second, 8-second cooldown, right? Awesome. So it's like that's pretty good. It's something that has not been tapped into too much. We're seeing a bit more when Tyrande is played. Yeah. Sometimes she is a solo support, but Tassadar, it's still something that has, it's new ground for teams to be diving into, and Liquid is on the forefront of that.
Yeah.
And it looked good. It did look good in the right composition.
I love it.
So what did we see early in the draft? That there was something that was surprising. What was it? Oh, it was Thrall. It was Thrall Tassadar very early.
Right out of the gates.
Right out of the gates.
I mean, just the amount of control you get from those 2 heroes with Sundering. Like,
yeah,
probably the 2 best heroics in the game for engaging, right? Sundering and Force Wall. You set up an
Sundering,
engagement.
yes. Force Wall. That's arguable, but
Well,
they pair well.
it's good.
They pair well.
It's good.
I think
Yeah.
is what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
getting at.
Yeah. And Bless Shield on top of it. I mean, even if ETC would have been great, sure, but Johanna worked really well in terms of the lane clear and then the Bless Shield
I think lane
follow-ups.
clear is really what throws it over the edge for sure.
Yeah. So
Cool stuff.
Very cool.
I like it.
All right, well, we're going to go to a very quick commercial break to get ready for game number 2. It looks like it will be on Cursed Hollow, so stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute or two.